You try to be on time, but you always miss the mark. People say you're lazy, or maybe even disrespectful. But what if your brain just perceives time differently because it's focusing on something deeper? This isn't about being disorganized. It is a psychological distinctiveness. We call this the psychology of people who are always late. It feels like a bad habit, but it might be a side effect of how your mind works. Let's look at the first culprit, the optimism bias. You genuinely believe you can do 20 things in 10 minutes. This isn't arrogance. It's a hopeful projection of the future. Your brain minimizes the obstacles and maximizes the potential. But reality rarely aligns with this optimistic math. So when you are late, it's often because you were too hopeful about time. The second factor is what we call short bursts of deep obsession. When you engage in a task, your brain ignores the outside world. You aren't checking the clock because the clock doesn't exist to you right now. This is a variation of the messy desk argument. Chaos on the outside often means intense order and focus on the inside. To leave on time, you have to break this obsession. And breaking that focus feels physically painful to a creative mind. So you delay. You do just one more thing to finish the thought. This isn't disrespecting others' time. It's respecting the idea. You are prioritizing the breakthrough over the schedule. But to the outside world, it just looks like you don't care. This brings us to the most powerful state of all, flow. Deep thinkers often lose track of time due to flow states. In a flow state, the self vanishes, time dilates. You are completely immersed in the activity. This is driven by an internal locus of evaluation. This means you judge your success by your own internal standards, not by external clocks or societal rules. People with an external locus worry about what others think. They watch the clock because they fear judgment. But if you have an internal locus, the work is done when you say it's done. This makes you incredible at creating, but terrible at scheduling. You are optimizing for quality, not for punctuality. So, the lazy label is actually a misunderstanding of your motivation. We live in a world designed for linear time. Chronos time, measured, ticked, specific. But your creative brain lives in Kairos time. Time measured by moments, depth, and significance. The conflict arises when Kairos meets Chronos. You feel you are just finishing a thought, but the clock says you are 20 minutes late. It is a clash of values, efficiency versus depth. Recognizing this helps you stop blaming yourself. You aren't broken. You are just operating on a different operating system. But we must live in the world of clocks. The key is translation, not elimination of your nature. You need to build bridges between your deep focus and the outside world. Since we know about optimism bias, we can hack it. If you think a task takes 30 minutes, double it. Force your internal locus to acknowledge external boundaries. Use alarms that jolt you out of the flow state gently. Understand that being on time is a gift to the people you love. It doesn't mean you stop diving deep. It just means you come up for air a little sooner. Your lateness is not a moral failure. It is a byproduct of a mind that loves to focus. Embrace your flow, but respect the clock. Because the world needs your deep work delivered on time. You aren't just late, you're just temporarily optimistic.